your hair is beautiful. Oh, tonight. Atomic. Bum ba da 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 bum 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 bum. Boom, 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 boom. You look positively new wave, like 1981 there, Pikachu. I approve. Hello to the spirit of 1981. Indeed, it was a good year for me, for comic books. It was the year of the Marvel Columbia 10-speed bike contest banner ad. That was at this time, 1981. All those comic books were coming out. Raiders of the Lost Ark came out. That's an amazing thing to remember as well. How are you today? Welcome back to the Comics Coffee Table. We take a coffee break together. We talk about comics. I'm trying to figure out the blocking of the shot, you know what I mean? It's like there's a lot going on here. From our Boston studios, pre-recorded, but before a live studio audience of my stuffed animals. From our Boston studios, down the street from the corner. You've reached us. This is your, very own Comics Coffee Table. Pull up a chair, grab a cuppa. Whatever it is you're shoving under your nose today there, pal. You are welcome here, regardless of your opinion of my t-shirt. He's the Johnny Cash of comic books, giving the whole world the middle finger from center stage. It's okay. I wish you had a t-shirt that just screamed, IDW Star Trek. And the balls it takes to wear such apparel. I don't know. I'm not knocking people. We don't do that here. Yeah, sometimes we do. And, my executive producer, Pikachu, writes all the show notes. I just read them. I am simply the talent. The studio audience, Canadian Bear, and down low over there in his booth, from the control booth, is our cameraman, microphone, boom mic operator, and set designer, the stage director himself, Drinka. That's right. Our production team here from the Boston studios. We come together 3 p.m. U.S. Eastern daily to our very own Comics Coffee Table. The coffee table was where my friends and I would hang out and catch up and take a break together. And there would always be a stack of books on the coffee table. There would always be a stack of music on the coffee table. Hey, how about that last Beatles song, eh? I haven't listened to the new Rolling Stones album yet, either. I got to catch up on that. The stack of movies on this coffee table, and a stack of video games on this coffee table. You would always find that. And you would always find a stack of comic books on our coffee table. Trade paperbacks, floppies, graphic novels, manga tankobon, whatever. And nowadays, you could probably just, email somebody a Dropbox or something full of funny books. Tomorrow, Sunday, we have new release reviews. And do we have some new reviews for you? Coming right at you. That's right. Song and dance. It's all the coffee I drink. I got enthusiasm. I do. I don't know. People ask me sometimes, where does your enthusiasm come from? And I got two answers to that. One, I have my dark side too. But I've rolled, you know what I mean? It's just like life is like it's like a 20D here, yo. You have sides, man. You got plenty of sides. You must have 20 sides as well. You know what I mean? There's more than just a good and a bad side. In it now. Aw. Let's see. And, comic books. I'm rebagging, reboarding, and reboxing my entire collection. I got these two. I got a duplicate. This was hot shit back then, man. We'll talk about this. Yeah, sure. Those are just like kick around copies at this point too. So it's just like, do they deserve a new bag and a new board and a new box? Yes, some of them mostly definitely do. I get supply. A big part of the show here is about the local comic book shop, your LCS, and they're a local bookstore. They're a local business, and we should be spending our money there, our patronage. I need supplies. I'm doing this. It's taken me all year long. We're down to our final 2 long boxes. We could be done by Friday. That's letting you know. After that comes, who knows? We'll find out as we go along. And we called it the Great Sorting. Sully's Choice. Will it stay or will it go? Oh, no. Ooh, that's right. Hey, look, Laurent Bacall. That's right. I love the Clash. God bless and good to see you. I get my supplies at the local comic book shop. So I'm getting short boxes. I'm getting. I have a bag full of bags. It's bags within bags within bags. But yeah, I keep all my supplies in this bag here. I got polypropylene bags. I've got acid-free boards. Make sure you double check what size you get. I one time made the mistake of getting these Silver Age boards and decided, you know what? Why don't I just get some Silver Age bags to go with that? You're going to need them anyway. I also got, for the good stuff that we occasionally find, some, these are the archival quality snugs. These are Mylars. A 50 pack costs $39.99 retail. We're not talking about your online supply chain here. We're not talking about, the one with the free delivery and the built-in movie network. And with all the supplies I'm buying, I could be saving $1 or $2. But no, I mean, I'm thinking about my community, and it's a small business, and it's best served that, I should be spending my money there. Is that moral? Is this a moral thing? I'm not trying to say I'm better than anyone else, because I definitely use the online supply chain for lots of things. I don't have a car. So I'm not going to the big box stores. I rarely ever go into the big box stores, and whenever I get into a big box store, I make a beeline to the toy aisle. Love toys. Crickets. All right, let's look at some comic books. Let's we're gonna end the year how we started, looking at these 2 publications here. My parents gave me this for Christmas last year, and so this whole season, this year of the comic show, has been dedicated to my parents. Thank you so much. I love you. And it's the Overstreet guides. I keep forgetting to get the 53rd one, and it's already November. I'm just going to go ahead and get number 54 when it comes out, unless there's something like revolutionary, unless prices have really skyrocketed or something. But also this one, the Guide to Grading Comics. This is a good $25 spent. This is very educational. This year I've learned a lot about the husbandry of a comic book collection. Husbandry is like where did I learn that word? At summer camp, or sleepover camp. Taking care of horses. Yeah, it's called horse husbandry, and that was the how to care for a horse. It's not just about taking a horse out for a ride. No. This is the horse. I wish I could remember any of their names, but gosh, I remember the smell, and I remember the feeling on my little balls when you get up for a gallop. It was so fucking scary. I thought it was gonna get jocked. You know what I mean? Like literally, like it's kind of, it is like, it's a jolt to the system. Husbandry, though, it's the proper care to get, you know what I mean, to respect this life, or these lives. These non-delusional parasocial relationships that we can maintain and keep healthy. Maybe your comic book collection is like a metaphor for life and how you treat other people's lives and shit. I mean, do you just leave your funny books in unprocessed stacks on the floor, waiting to be tripped on, or do you give them the best care possible and you're mindful and thoughtful? Namaste. But yeah, so since I'm handling every single one of my comic books, why not find out how much this entire kit and caboodle's worth? This is about 20 years worth of Wednesdays. I'm loving it. It's been a really good. We've been skipping down memory lane together. It's fun. I advise it. Make your own show. Let me know when it's on. Seriously, I will tune in. I want to, like, you know, open up some of your old funny books and be like, look at this ad, like this. Okay, let's look at this ad. Let's look at this ad. A video game ad. What? Let's look. This had a $3.95 cover price in what, 2004? Let's see. Issue 7. This is first cover, first printing. I can tell that from the end of the UPC symbol here, the last 5 digits. 007 is the issue number, 1 is the printing, and 1 is the cover. And beautiful Michael Turner. Oh, God rest in peace, Michael Turner. But when was this? We have to look at we have to find the indicia. The indicia, as we learn, is the small print inside of every funny book you got, and magazine too. It has the masthead is included usually, and a table of contents, and magazines and stuff. But it's universal. These are trade things, you know, about having to be a publication. And when was this again? 2005. So this is February 2005. So this had to have come out November of 2004. So let's look at some 2004 advertisements. So yeah, a video game ad, as I like to say. And look, video game ad for the PlayStation 2. Ding, ding. Ratchet and Clank. I never played those kind of games. I played the shit out of my PS1, my PS2. I always say video game ads, but gee, I mean, like, what were your systems? I played the hell out of these games on PS1, and then PS2. I had the Budokai games, and then comes the Tony Hawk Pro Skater games, and then come Electronic Arts NHL hockey games, and Madden, and Triple Play baseball. I mean, we didn't really play basketball, but we played the soccer a few times, you know. But it was mostly hockey and baseball. And, you know, and then Resident Evil. Oh, there you go. And on the other inside, see the inside covers, that's primo real estate for your ads, you know? Here, so you get 3 chances for advertisements. You have your cover, which we think, yeah, that this is most definitely counts as art. It's like, so when you say story, and like, so when I say, you know, it's been a learning journey. Hey, look, 7 Soldiers, number 0. You know I'm a sucker for a 0 issue. I think I have to go back and fill in the blanks for that complete run. I would go for the complete run of that. Aww. This was written by Brad Meltzer, who was a novelist, not a comic book person. And that's why this is what's so disruptive, because someone came in from the outside and told us our business. Yes, that's what happened. It's trendy sometimes to get a novelist to write a comic book run. It's all the same to them in a way. And then you get to, it's like, hey, my friend Diane, she gave me the keys to this Ferrari called Batman. Let's do it. You know, take it out for a spin. Just when you come back, it would be proper if it's clean and full of gas and undamaged. Identity Crisis left the DC universe very damaged. It was the inciting incident. Its repercussions have probably been felt for the past 20 years. This book will be 20 years. It's going to celebrate its 20th birthday next summer. You think there'll be some Identity Crisis 20th anniversary collections? I mean, overall, this is a controversial book. This is a hot topic, perhaps. I like this book. I read this book in serial. Where the hell did the other ones go? It's probably, I lost them in the move, because it's around that time that, 2004, 2005 is like when the long boxes start kicking in. I know I had one I moved out with, but what's yours is yours. So, you know what I mean? A lot of stuff got left behind, so it wasn't necessarily mine. Hey, look, a video game ad. This is 20 years into about 20 would make it about 22 years worth of video game ads to this point. Hey, look, a 2-page spread video game ad. Who are comic books made for? Well, this comic book was not made for kids. Seriously, it doesn't even say made for mature audiences on here. It does not. But it is, because it deals with the brutal actual assault of Sue Dibney, with a huge retcon. This is like king of retcons, dude. Now this is my friend Yule Carter clued me into this. I think he's right. Magic the Gathering. It's there's nothing compares to you. Nothing compares. Nothing compares to you. No! It's not the picture of the Pope. But my buddy Yule Carter mentioned that Marvel Comics and DC Comics and it's Marvel. Shit, I forget. It's Marvel Comics. Let's look it up. I think it's Marvel Comics. Yeah, it's Marvel Comics and Magic the Gathering are doing a collaboration. So it's like, and this was just 2 weeks ago. This is big news, especially for your local comic book shop, your LCS, which if they have a diverse attention span getting amount of goods, and they could have a tabletop gaming section, and that could help be driving, foot traffic into the store, or maybe even in an online shop too. But Magic the Gathering, I mean, my comic book shop is huge into cards, into tabletop gaming. They have actual tables in the back where actual small people, children, have tournaments and stuff. I have a comic book shop that actual kids go to, which listen, a lot of my enthusiasm for this comes from the fact that I know that the torch has been passed. I am happy with that. We need to be happier with the product, yes. But do you see who's in our comic book shops? Kids are still there. That's a good thing. Speaking of kids, Z. Isn't that great? Look, there's another ad in here. 2 ads in here. There's a NBA.com season preview. The internet was starting to become a huge daily thing in people's lives. Look, a 2-page spread. Video game ad. It's for the Game Boy Advance and the handheld version of Final Fantasy 1 and 2 Wow, that must have been dope. I played Final Fantasy VII. I back in the PS1 days. I had never gotten to this yet. I mean, and I just recovered from hernia surgery. I never got bored enough to pop in a video game, or it would have been this. So I got that and the samurai game, the Ghost of Tsushima. I still haven't gotten to it. At least I tried. That was half a lifetime ago, but Final Fantasy VII was so dope. Let's see. And look. What is this? What is this ad? PCC features. This is Upper Deck. That's a card company. Now look, DC is trying to do some collectible card things. This is what we were just talking about. But it didn't go over, did it? A collectible card game, but see, Magic the Gathering is that's brand. That's reliability. That's exclusivity. That's like elite. That's something to it. Even I know that. It'd be like if you had like a TSR Dungeons and Dragons Robotech game. Well, you had a role-playing game book, you know. Oh wow. Smallville on DVD, the complete third season. Let's see, Superman Birthright. And there was some Lionel Yu art. Teen Titans, that's when Jeff Johns was on it, and this is like when Judd Winnick was doing Batman with Dustin Nguyen, literally bringing back Jason Todd this time under the hood, which Judd got to adapt his own screenplay and made for the animated version, which actually makes a lot more sense than how we would know Jason to have come back. That was left a mystery for so long. It really was. Kind of like Wolverine's identity in history. I mean, how Jason came back from the dead was like this open... The video game ad, yeah, it's an Incredibles video game ad. And junk food. Specifically, Mountain Dew. But look at this advertisement for a second. This is a really, really well-designed ad. This is Spy versus Spy from Mad Magazine, which, you know, is owned by Warner Brothers as well. So, along the way, we've never even covered Mad Magazine. It's a shame. I don't have any. I should. That would... Maybe that's next. Maybe it's not what... It's I know my local comic book shop must have... I know they have Mad Magazines. I need to get a short box that can accommodate... That's a magazine box, right? But look at that sequential... These photos are... This is art. And it follows the old Mad Magazine gag. Spy versus Spy. Great ad for a comic book. The ubiquitous milk ad. Meet the Mannings. Yeah, huh? They should keep freezing Archie Manning sperm, all right? One of those half ads we saw here that was a fake half ad. It looks like it's actually the gum ad itself. Again, really interesting advertisements. I know I harp upon advertisements. They're only for like the big two, sometimes Dark Horse itself too. But that's what makes them like major publications, and that's why to make it such a big deal about the big two, about the superhero comic books. If the big two is not healthy, then everyone else is pretty much going to suffer as well. I mean, a healthy Marvel makes a healthy DC, and vice versa. A healthy Marvel makes a healthy DC, and that same goes for unhealthy. And now it's a bit unhealthy in the biz. It's one of these things where you can use a boat metaphor, ship. The tide. All ships rise on the tide. But also, if we just to follow that metaphor, it's something I learned from The Three Body Problem by Cixin Liu. It's like these magnificent sci-fi books written in China in the 21st century. That it's a drying pond. And that's entropy. And the same thing is going to happen to the universe. And maybe it's about surviving outside the pond. Maybe it's time to grow wings. I don't know. I don't have answers. All I have are more questions. But yeah, and I'm going to throw Identity Crisis in a bag and a board and keep it because for you know what I mean? This is the pretty much the entire story distilled too. It's like I ended up with 2 copies of the same issue. I know I got one in a dollar box in 2015 at Boston Comic Con. Because I thought because I was just wanted to spend money in a dollar box. You know, you're spending $20 in a dollar box, you usually get 30, or sometimes, you know what I mean? Depends on who the vendor is. But and on Sunday or in the last day of con, the later it gets to closing time, the cheaper those dollar comics get. It just I usually and I'm an old salt now. I'm like, no, I usually wait till the last day to buy something. You know what I mean? Especially if it's a big thing. Like I was at Connecticon last year. I almost dropped $1,000 on one of these USB lightsabers. You know, have the just sounds and everything. It was a replica, a complete replica of Palpatine's red lightsaber from Revenge of the Sith. The gilded lightsaber with the horn on the end. There's a story in here that's not featured in the movie, where that giant sculpture that's in his office that entire time that he brought from Naboo, that nobody noticed. It got through, of course, it got through all the security stuff. You know what I mean? It's been waiting the entire time. And then when it came time, Palpatine uses the Force. It ignites his lightsaber that's hiding from within this huge stone sculpture that's been waiting for years and years. It's a great story. I love that. And Matthew Stover, Revenge of the Sith. Good stuff. But yeah, that's Identity Crisis. It made major damages. It went back to an innocent age. It really goes back to the Alex Toth designed Super Friends of the Hanna-Barbera cartoons of the late 60s, the 70s, and early 80s. There were the same kind of produced, aesthetically identical almost. You know, I mean, the design of none of those characters changed over 3 decades. Like, seriously, the 60s? The late 60s are when the Filmation ones started. There was just the Batman adventures, the Aquaman adventures, the Superman show. There was a Superboy. There were Teen Titans. And then there was a JLA one as well. And there's not many of those. You know, let's just look at that real quick. Late 60s. DC cartoons. And yeah, oh my gosh, that Kid Flash. And yeah, the late 60s. Exactly, yeah, we found the wiki that the Superman Aquaman Hour of Adventure is a Saturday morning Filmation animated series that aired on CBS from 1967 to 1968, and Super Friends won't premiere until 1973. And 36 episodes. And they had the New Adventures of Superman, The Adventures of Superboy, and Aquaman with Aqualad. And there were guest star cartoons featuring the Atom, Flash and Kid Flash, the Green Lantern, Hawkman, and new shorts from The Adventures of Superboy. And then the Justice League of America and the Teen Titans, not with Robin, though. And yeah, wouldn't that be something to get? But they all have the same visual quality of it. Like, does it say who? Is this Alex Toth? Where did it go? Pika. Shift F. Input Toth. Engage. No Alex Toth on this page. So Alex Toth must have redesigned, but it came from the same kind of. Let's see. Sorry about that. I just dazed off. I'm reading. I've fallen down a wiki hole. Oh no! But the whole Magic the Gathering thing with Marvel, that sounds great. I hope that brings people back out. No, because it's one thing once you get the cards. I mean, I guess you can play online, but I mean that's not very. I don't know. There's gonna have to be a whole like level of trust involved there. But the thing is, like, to come to your, to come to your local comic book shop and get into a tournament with actual people, and then being able to play with Marvel superheroes and villains against what? I mean, like, I don't know if there are many details. Together, Hasbro and Marvel will develop collectible products and tentpole sets for the best-selling trading card game. Today... yeah, there's like no... There's a blurb here, October 23rd, 2023, at Marvel.com. But it's like, there's nothing like about gameplay or what's it going to be. That's cool. I mean, I hope it's successful, and I hope it brings people into the comic book shop. We are reboarding, rebagging, and reboxing my entire collection. And we're going to talk about comic books every day for the rest of the year. Thank you so much for tuning in today. It's been the Comics Coffee Table. Oh, I think it's time to get more coffee. What do you think? Time for one more cup of coffee for the road. One more cup of coffee, then I'll go home to the valley below. More the Jack White version than the Bob Dylan. Thank you. Like and subscribe if you could be so kind. Turn on those notifications until that bell is white. And let the algorithm know we're out here and that you're invited to pull up a chair and grab a cuppa with us at the geeky chill stream you've been looking for. God bless, namaste, good luck, and we will see you again in those funny pages. Ciao, bye-bye.